tomorrow you can start expecting some changes. So from tomorrow on, you can maybe take a peek whenever you want. I'm not going to share screen with everything because I was as I said, so I didn't prepare anything to show you guys. So next time when the sprint is done, we'll have a little bit of a longer review and I'll show you what was done and the boards and everything. And in the meantime, that's it for me.
It looks very good. The things that you already have, they look very good.
Thank you very much. I'll make sure Luca gets the praise.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it since last Tuesday, so I'll definitely have to dive in and check it out. Are you sure you don't want to share a screen and show it off?
Well, I'm going to wait a bit because I can't really remember, because I haven't prepped for today as good as it
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't really remember what was done last time, so I wouldn't really know what to show you this time. So next week we'll have a much more things done. So yeah, I'll do it next sprint. I mean, and also who knows what Luca is doing at this point, and he has a lot of his plate, so I don't want to disturb him, and
yeah, totally. Totally.
Bring unnecessary entropy into the system.
Can he ping me when he is doing the part of the conviction and the I don't remember which levels they are. The 2 levels that we work. Okay. If he ping me, because he will have more clear what libraries to use for doing the graphs and other stuff, then I can. I don't know. I guess that he's not yet in the point to be working on those levels. So
well, the thing is, the graphs are going to come last. Before the first thing we want to get is the data, just the numbers back and forth, and then we'll probably show some basic data. But for graphs, I think the graphs are not so much problem. The bigger problems are the input animations for for the pool and the funding and the voting. Those things are a bit more complex. Graphs have many libraries and charts libraries out there, so that's not an issue. Especially if they're simple, two-dimensional line charts, then it shouldn't be a problem. But
okay.
So the only problem is understanding the data, right? So I'll let him know to ping you when he gets to that part.
Okay.
Yeah, because communicating this to the users will be pretty complicated. In fact, did that end up coming into the Figma this week? Did the conviction voting levels end up having some progress on the designs? Do you know, Marco or Sam?
Not since last time. So last time we did what we had to do. It was satisfying. Sam and I did that, so it's cool. We're not going to change anything until more user feedback comes in and whatever someone needs to, see differently or has a better idea. But for now, I think we're cool.
Perfect. Okay. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about for the conviction voting level, Sam?
No, it's the same than last week. That
cool.
We think that it's pretty. We just have it's ready for implementation as it is.
Perfect. Well then, I think that's all on the front end, right? Hey Doga. Oh, did Doga come and go already?
Yeah, come and go.
I'm sorry. I should have introduced him right away and capped him in. Anyway. Well, is there anything else on the front end?
No, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Then let's push to cadCAD. Andrew, man, I'm very excited to hear about the policies that are up that you finished. If you're getting normal results, people actually can sell and the price can go down and stuff like that.
I haven't actually gotten a whole simulation up and running, but that one is pretty trivial. So the main challenge of last week was basically how to, as you saw in the cadCAD channel, how to update two variables from one policy. And basically, as you saw on the cadCAD channel, Marcus, I don't really know what he looks like, but he shared two really interesting solutions. I'm surprised I couldn't think of that myself, actually. But yeah, that's what happens when you go down the rabbit hole too long.
Yeah.
So let me just fire this thing up.
And that's the great thing about having that chat room, right? A bunch of cadCAD nerds. They can be like, oh yeah, here's an idea.
Let's see, it was here. And I shall share my screen. Not that one, it's this one. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Japanese to me.
This is the last one, and this is the test for that one. Participant exits, and once he exits, we basically ask each participant if he wants to exit. If he does, then he replies, I mean, it depends on the sentiment. And for the sentiment, we now have a new network utility function, and it has, it basically, yes, calculates the average sentiment. And now the simulation, because we will need this block. What is this block? So I introduced a new partial state update block. We needed these 3 lines because these 3 state variables are actually hidden behind the commons object. But now we have this one as well. In reality, the sentiment only is relevant at the end of each iteration cycle. But I update it every time, just what the hell, right? So, and this, of course, is Marcus's trick. We're going to have sync state variables. So instead of having this whole thing there, instead of copy and pasting this thing there, I just put it as a variable and then put it in there. I know it sounds really simple. It sounds really simple, but this was a mind blower for me.
Yeah, that's what makes it so mind-blowing, right? The simple, elegant solutions.
I think that somehow there should be a system to this so that people don't have to think of these things every time themselves. Maybe some framework on top of cadCAD, or some way that something like this gets integrated into cadCAD. Okay, so let me run this test.
Did you end up telling Marcus that?
No, because I didn't really know how to express that. In, like, you know, we spent so much time coding up the commons and the conviction voting and all that stuff, right? And actually, it's not really pluggable. You know, it's all specific to our thing. And then as we saw in OneHive's presentation, they also coded up their own thing. Now, what if we could, you know, have like conviction voting Python module and common stack version 1 module, and then we somehow plug them all together in cadCAD, and it just works, and there's a standard interface between all of them and how they interact. I don't really know how to envision that at the moment. I'm not sure if the cadCAD guys want to take on that task, so then it would become some kind of framework on top of cadCAD. What would you think?
Yeah, I mean, the current idea is that these models become modules, and so that we figure out the most important variables that can be customized and pull them out, and then gives people a kind of a front end to modify their own cadCAD model, and then without having to dive into the code. So basically what you've done right here is the beginning of a backend for this. And I think it's really critical that we have the two, that we have the, and I love the fact that yours is object oriented and gives people a kind of blows people's mind. I think it's one of the very few fully like actual complex object oriented cadCAD models that exists, right? So it's I think it is more of a research project, I would say, than like an actual, like, this is going to go into production. but that research will give people perspective on building the final cadCAD module. And I think it will be useful in the long run. And I hope to promote it within the cadCAD circles, because there's lots of object-oriented programmers that might want to be like, see all of the like tricks that you had to discover, right? To make that work. So while I would agree that it feels like, we have this really complete conviction voting module, and then I have my own, like, oh, is this a waste? It's not a waste, man. We're early stages. We're very early stages cadCAD, and this is one of the very few research projects that dives in, you know? So if I thought it was a waste, I would have stopped you a long time ago.
Okay.
You know, it's not a waste. It's going to be, I think it'll be something for all the new cadCAD devs to look at, you know, and just see the tricks.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Because I enabled the debug messages in this particular policy, we can see here. So this will become useful, and then this message is also here. It shows you which participants want to exit, and it shows you why they want to exit, and what and how much impact they will have on the overall supply.
Oh, that's amazing, dude. It's like a story.
Yeah. It'll be all there in the output of the Python notebook, and also in the console, should you choose to run that from the console.
It's like a story where every human is just a number.
Actually, I had names for that. I had a random name generator thing in there before, but I took it out.
Do you want to add it back in?
Really?
I mean, you don't have to, you know, but it would be very common stacky.
Okay. Should be okay.
Sam?
I was thinking we can even have AI-generated photographies of fake people. I was looking to that too with there are many online generators of kind of fake people, and you can even create AI-generated photographies of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's next level. If it's a lot of work, obviously, Andrew, don't worry about it, you know.
I can do fake names.
No. It will be something that we can do in the front end.
Oh yeah.
It's just.
Yeah.
On that note, funny thing, just today I got a link with the machine learning generated people that don't exist. Have you seen that?
No.
That's the thing that I was saying.
Was that the same thing? I didn't.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. I'll pass the link because it's really freaky.
I've seen that, I think, quite some time ago. And Simon, correct me if I'm wrong, you're into machine learning stuff and all that stuff. So maybe you're the right person to do that kind of thing over here.
I don't know. My question for today at the end of this was, does cadCAD use any data mining on machine learning layers?
It's built to be integrated with machine learning, but it's not in the core protocol. It's something that you would use to eventually like that is definitely in block science's like roadmap of like how do we improve these models. Well, you feed data in and you use machine learning to basically change the models so that the data actually fits.
I need a project or a gateway to get into it, like really hardcore, and you know it's always hard to transfer from technologies. And just from reading Andrew code, I really love, you know, reading and working with Python is my favorite language, and I don't get the chance very much since I finished school to actually work with it. So
I'm really excited about Andrew's code. Look at all these beautiful comments.
Yeah.
And this story, like when he runs the simulation, it says like, okay, these participants have these holdings and they're going to leave the DAO, you know, and it's just like, oh, this is what's happening at each step, you know, like, oh, this guy's sentiment went from 0.6 to 1 because this project, you know, got passed, and he's really excited about it.
Oh, I have to mention, it doesn't go down yet because it doesn't go down yet because proposals becoming failing or completed is not implemented.
Yeah, there's a few little things still. It's not done, but I mean the path that you're on is. I mean, come on, this is fucking cool, man. What is it, social simulations of DAOs and like having participants come in, play some games, and we're recording how they feel about the DAO. You know, like this is fucking real. You know, like we can pretend that, you know, we're all machines or whatever, and we're just automated, like, you know, cogs in a DAO system, but it's not real. You know, here we're starting to track social behavior and how it actually impacts the governance of these complex systems.
Yeah, and Simon, this is exactly where I want to put machine learning in. Like we have a self-interested, like a neural network, like, you know, in participants. So he will actually decide what to do with these functions, right?
The machine learning would figure it out.
Yeah, and then he would try to optimize for his own like benefit, and then we would see what that happens to the DAO.
So he would basically try different combination, read what the cadCAD brings back out, and then based on that data, make another decision.
It's more like to see like how would I mean, if you have a neural network in acting as a participant, then the neural network could probably find ways to game the system.
Yeah, and this is where shit gets really interesting, because you have different archetypes, right? Yep. You're going to have the speculators who are coming in just to make money. And then you're going to have the donors that come in because they just want to support, you know, radical exchange meetups, you know? And then you have the, you know, the impact investors that are kind of a mix in between. And then you have the enthusiasts who are trying to get paid. There's some people that are trying to receive money to do work, and they just have a job and they want this to be their job, you know? And it would be cool to have like a little machine learning AI bot that's, you know, optimizing for their archetype. And then, well, how, you know, when we have certain archetypes in certain positions versus other positions, like the whole common stack model is we keep speculators out of the beginning, you know, keep that archetype away from the hatch and try to make sure we only have like other archetypes in there. And like, what if there's a percentage of these things, and we could do modeling on different percentages of these archetypes on when they enter, you know? It'll be really
That's really cool. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, yeah, guys, do you think that those logs will be interesting to have in the front end in some way?
Not for MVP.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that I guess that they could be sent through the API. Correct if I'm wrong, Andrew?
Yeah, it's all dumped to standard output.
So we at least can have them in the console, in the browser console. So if you press F12, you see the outputs.
You could even have the download this story, right? Download the story of the DAO.
I mean, if we're gonna try just to get the data and put it on a browser, that's one button, one request. It's not something that, you know, the work is if it figure out some weird way of representing the story. But if you just wanna like save a JSON file and see what's in it, or, you know, that's not a problem.
Well, I am saying that not as a JSON, as something that people can read, because it's already like that.
Well, that would take some input from Marco and actually get it readable.
I just wanted to say something on that, because Andrew left some comments in the code, and it's like it's already written as a story. So basically, what we need to do is just take that out and then write the story as a template sort of thing, kind of, maybe, or maybe create like 2-3 versions, like good future, bad future kind of templates or whatever. I mean, whatever, right? And then just basically where the output comes for those values or whatever, we just change the text. So we have basically blocks of text regarding the output number, percentage, something, and for that value we have different type of blocks of text that we just exchange based on that value actually. So we have a skeleton of the story, and then we have blocks of text that we just paste in based on the values that we get back from cadCAD.
Yeah, that would work. That's really simple. That would work.
That's super simple. And then like at the end, you have actually the story. The only thing, I think Dan is going to have a lot of work there, because someone needs to do the editorial and make sure that all these exchange block levels in all combinations actually make sense and work to the reader, right? So that it's one like story at the end in all use cases.
Yep.
I was thinking it much simpler. It's like just a log in which you see all the story as the events go on. For example, proposal 1 has passed. Well, we can include a proposal regarding blah 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 has passed. Now John has a bigger sentiment on the commons. But well, I don't know. We don't even need the connectors. It's just
proposal 1 passed. Participant 17 has this sentiment now. 19, their sentiments change and go up and go down, and then, but this is very much MVP, or sorry, very much a stretch goal, I think. And I do think it would be a really valuable.
I think we can maybe pull it off after we get the API working. Let's say the next couple of days, so the next spring in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, something like that. And I think because it's basically, if you do the typography, do the basic template page, we can try with one just for tryout. It's literally like 30-minute task to code it up and to get
if we can just have the bad future, good future template.
Yeah, I like the idea.
And that's like it for the MVP or whatever, and the rest is stretch.
It's like really not from the coding perspective on the front end. If we go just with a basic HTML template page with variables in it, it's really simple to put in.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down if Andrew's down. I worry it might be a little bit extra work for Andrew to make sure that a lot of stuff gets put in, but I'd say try not to go too deep in it, Andrew, and just like what's there is there, and there's a lot already there. So
what extra needs to be printed?
Well, maybe some of the policies don't have the printouts. Maybe sometimes a proposal gets voted on and it changes sentiment, but there's no recording of that or no printout, and that's okay. Where there's a printout, there's a printout. Where there's not, there's not, and it's clearly when you were writing this, it's an art. The quality is really high, so it's like. It's very interesting and stuff, but I'm sure sometimes you're just like, hey, I'm gonna cruise this out, and I have dinner. Okay, well, this is good enough, and that's cool. The most important thing is that the price can go down, and we have the sentiment graphs and the funding pool graphs and the token price graphs, and that data is going to the game. And those are the key pieces, and this other stuff is icing on the cake.
Okay,
got it.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's our show then. That was a fun one. Andrew, do you want to schedule a quick time this week to meet up?
Yeah, we can do it now.
Let me see. I don't think so, but. Nope, I have 3 hours of calls straight.
Wow.
So, but Friday is very open, if that's cool for you. Or I can also do basically the hour before this any day. But let's schedule in a second, and we'll let everyone else go.
Okay, cool.
So thank you guys. Any last thoughts? Any last comments? Okay, cool. Then great call, guys. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everyone. Thanks.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And then, so yeah, Andrew, when I can do, so if it's only going to be an hour, I can do basically 4 p.m. your time, 7 a.m. my time, any day this week. Or I can do the evening on Friday, which probably is not your favorite.
Friday's okay. How about Friday 3 p.m., which is hour earlier?
Well, so
Because
that's
I have-
6 a.m. for me.
Yeah, sorry, I have a Token Engineering Academy lectures then.
Ooh, in Friday evenings.
Yeah, it's Friday 4 to 8.
Okay,
We can do
nice.
8 to 9, I guess. Yeah.
8 to 9. See, I mean, I can show you my calendar. It's just fucked, dude. My Euro hours are fucked. So, and Wednesday and Thursday, like, what about Thursday?
Thursday, I'm taken from 4 onwards, so we could
Okay.
do 3 on
And-
Thursday.
And same with tomorrow. Your 4 p.m. tomorrow is booked.
Oh wait, 4 p.m. tomorrow should be okay because tomorrow is office hours, but we only booked the 5 o'clock slot for office hours for Token Engineering Academy.
Oh yeah, that sounds great. I mean, I'm definitely, and you're free at 3 p.m. as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll try to wake up early tomorrow, and I'll book this because I'm sure that it might take more time than an hour, because I'm not like very well versed in what you're going to talk about. So, let's see.
I also have some work to make running it from the command line easier for you. So
Okay.
okay. So what time tomorrow? 4?
I'm going to say 3:30, but if
Okay.
I might be a little bit late, if that's okay. I'm going to try.
sure.
I'm going to try. I mean, I'm usually up at 6, but tonight I have a bunch of people coming over to my house tonight, so I might end up having to stay up like past 11 o'clock.
Mhm.
I hope not, though. But that being said, this is the only way I get to make Europe hours, dude. I just have to wake up early. Sucks. But that's how I create Europe hours. So, what's your email again?
Andrew.work0@gmail.com.
That's a good one. Okay, cool. So I just made a calendar invite for 6:30 to 8 a.m. or sorry, 3:30 to 5 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll hack on it tomorrow.
All right, cool.
Cool, man. Yeah, and you know, is there any progress on getting the sentiment graph and all that stuff connected to the game.commonstack.org?
Well, so now I have the sentiment thing, and now I mean, it should be reported now. Let me see. Well, it dumps something.
Nice.
I mean, it's just 10 seconds to add the sentiment now, I think. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, for me, the biggest deliverable that you can get that will help the front end team move forward is just getting game.commonstack.org to actually connect. Even if the model isn't right yet and it's missing pieces, getting it to pump out the sentiment graph, the price graph, and the funding pool graph to that is just huge, you know, because that's like the proof of concept for the front end team, and the front end team, it sounds like they're going to be ready for that on Friday.
Okay.
So if they have that, if that game.commonstack.org is working, then they have everything they need.
Okay. So basically, right. I think I have access to game.commonstack.org. Yeah, I should have it. CS game. Yep. Okay. So I just update the cadCAD that's running there, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
if you can update that and make sure that the right data, that it's calling the right APIs so that it gets the right data, and ideally maybe change the names of the graphs, you know, so that they actually match. That will be huge. That's like that's the like visual thing that everyone can see. Holy shit, the cadCAD model is connected to the front end. You know, a major milestone that will get everyone like motivated to be like, it's happening. You know, Ron Paul, like the Unseen meme, right? So that's the big one.
Okay. Cool.
Cool, man.
Well, yeah. See you then. I got some stuff to do now. Then.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry, dude. But thank you so much, dude. Like major progress. And seriously, every time I go in there and look, it's just so beautiful, dude. Like, not many people put the quality of comments and like, you know, that you can tell that I don't know, you know, it's there's a different level. You're not just hacking on this for like to get the job done, you know. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. You know,
Thanks.
for sure, dude. Well, cool. Then I guess we'll talk for a couple hours tomorrow.
Yes, we'll talk tomorrow. Then. Bye-bye.
Thanks, buddy. Bye.